Long intro. The coal of Death Mountain. Darkness stretched over the land like an icy blanket, the swirling mist robbing the moonlight of its glow and shrouding the sky in inky black. On the desolate foothills of the Ural Mountains, a band of eager youths set out, their backpacks laden with gear, map cases in hand, and unwavering confidence in their endurance. Their excitement pulsed like electricity. Danger didn't even cross their minds. Dyatlov Pass, a name whispered in hushed tones by some, left unspoken by others. As they pressed toward that infamous stretch of wilderness, the dry facts in their guidebooks warped into a living nightmare. The howling wind carried a mournful wail, and the snowfields seemed to breathe beneath their boots. With every crunching step, the soft snow swallowed their tracks, and their hearts pounded like war drums in their chests. Igor's steady voice, guiding them forward, was the perfect counterpoint to Lyudmila's camera clicking a weighted snapshot of promise of adventure. Yet not a single photograph captured a hint of the terror to come, only hope, excitement, and the chilling secrets buried in the mountains past. They had no idea that, in just a few days, this triumphal march would end in a shredded tent, missing bodies, and a silence so profound it would haunt them forever. As the mist curled into shadows they couldn't quite trust, the wind seemed to hiss, "You should not have come alone. Death Mountain is waking." Did anyone truly hear that warning? Or did it only echo in their ears after it was far too late? This story beckons you into the unknown. Tread carefully. 1. Prologue. Whispers of Death Mountain, midnight. The moon has just crept above the horizon, a thin crescent hanging in the sky. The wind howls through the jagged rocks, spinning snowflakes into a gossamer veil of mist, and with every step your heart pounds louder. Right here you feel it. I am not alone. Your lips tremble with that thought. If you look in just the right spot, you'll glimpse a pale face drifting through the fog, too. Dreams and Destinies of the Young. January 1959, 9 mountaineers, each with a different spark in their eyes. Igor, the self-appointed master of the mountains, map in hand and a burning need to prove himself. Lyudmila, the photographer, determined to capture every second beyond the tent's flap. Semyon, the veteran of the Urals, Snow's the only one who'd weathered these slopes before the other 6. A science enthusiast, a math prodigy, a jokester whose laughter echoed in camp, and 1 or 2 who admitted they were a bit on edge. None of them planned to outrun death. They intended to dance with it atop the summit. Point 3. When chaos descends. Late afternoon, January 9th, they pitched camp exactly as planned. Fire crackling, tea brewing, sandwiches in hand. But as darkness crept in, everything shifted. Waves of mist rising around camp, coalescing into human silhouettes, only to vanish like travelers on a distant trail. A low moon buried in the bends, roar feminine. Desperate made Lyudmila quiver before even hitting the shutter. A shadow gliding across the tent's fabric near the maps. Everyone froze, too fearful to whip open the flap and look. That first night, as they tried to sleep, Igor replayed a scratchy recording in his headphones, and at the end, a muffled cry for help. Fleeing the tent, midnight, January 10th. Semyon abruptly gasped as if something tore at the tent wall. When the others woke, the interior filled with an icy draft. Their breath puffed out in clouds. Gear had shifted, packs slid, poles scattered. Igor's flashlight beam spilled outside onto faint footprints disappearing toward the pines. Panic set in. Without waiting to dress, they slashed open the tent, stumbling barefoot across the rocks. None of them knew what they were fleeing. 5. Silence beneath the avalanche. Before dawn, a distant helicopter throbbed back their route. The rescue team found the torn tent, emptied of its occupants. Boots, blankets, equipment strewn across the slope, footprints vanishing as if driven by sheer terror to another face of the mountain. But of the 9, only 3 returned. 6 were vanished into the white silence. 6, the secret under ice, discovering the bodies. Between January 10th to 15th, rescuers unearthed each grim discovery. Lyudmila and 1 companion buried under avalanche debris near the pines. No hats, no gloves, lips blue, faces frozen in shock. 3 others dug out in shallow graves, broken rib cages, but no external bruises, as though unseen hands had gripped them. The final 2, lying supine on the snow's surface, toes split by frost-weak, whispers of why frozen on their lips. Most chilling of all, some bodies had their tongues and eyelids missing, as if an invisible predator had claimed them. 7. Following the lost journal, fast forward 60 years, a documentary crew ventures back, led by Igor's brother clutching his sibling's battered camp journal. Journal entries, early pages brim with excitement. Later ones read, "The mist mimics human voices. These injuries didn't come from an avalanche, they come from within. Sometimes I hear someone whisper my name, Igor, Igor." Audio recorder. Lyudmila's last device captured night terrors, a high-pitched, tortured scream. Labored breathing close-up, a distant, haunting laugh. Each playback made the crew want to shut it off, but they pressed on, hoping to hear Igor's lost voice. 8. Midnight dreams. The crew camps on the same flat tundra.
Please
where
like
the
and
tent
subscribe
once
Horrifying
stood.
channel.
At exactly 3:15 a.m., one member dreams of Lyudmila smiling at her camera, then hears, "You don't belong here, leave now." Another feels himself walking barefoot on snow, each step cracking like breaking bones. At dawn, they find out depressions around the tent, not footprints, but the impression of fingertips. 9. The modern teen's nightmare. Even by daylight, the terror persists. Cameras flicker on their own at night, catching blurred silhouettes that dart in and out of view. Equipment fails. Satellite phones go dead. Generators conk out. The thermometer shows minus 70 degrees Celsius when it should read minus 25 degrees Celsius. When one crew member bolts, slicing the tent's fabric and sprinting into the dark, the others rush after, but he's vanished. 11. Epilogue. Death Mountain's legacy. To this day, in mid-January, a handful of brave souls trek to Dyatlov Pass. Some return, but others vanish without a trace. If you ever find yourself at the foot of Death Mountain, don't wander out bareheaded or without a coat, because snow doesn't freeze you with cold, but with memories. The echo of a story sealed by the mist. Even the last footprints on that frozen ground have faded away. The terror in the tent fabric remains like a wound preserved in ice, haunting every memory. The snow may have buried every trace, but it cannot silence the language of the past. What remains Igor's weathered journal pages, Lyudmila's broken camera, the echo of those frozen screams still lingers in the mind, sending shivers down the spine. Someday, you might hear the name Dyatlov and feel that same chill creeping up your neck. Perhaps documentary crews will set their cameras trembling once more, or maybe you'll glimpse a lost silhouette drifting in the mist. Remember, mist isn't just suspended water droplets. It carries broken tales, whispering spirits, and the wrath of mountains waking from their slumber. This true tragedy reminds us that nature's power often evades human understanding. Scientific reports, academic theories, they offer fragments, but cannot explain it all. The only concrete reality here is our primal will to survive. The rest is a hazy illusion, shadows dancing in the fog, voices lost to the wind, and silent screams etched in ice. So as you close this chapter, take a deep breath and zip up your tent carefully. Let the wind blow, assume the avalanche has passed. But know this, in the coffin-like cold, the whispers of Dyatlov Pass will never leave your ears. Until our next journey, the night waits for you. Step cautiously, for the snow you tread may freeze your memories into another frozen tale.